Wow, that was fast.
I'm posting that we're live on our YouTube channel because
no worries. And I'm just going on to my phone here to type it in so I can make sure that we keep streaming as we go. That's all.
Yay. It's so good to see you, John. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. Yes, it has been a minute.
Goodness.
And
Happy
it's
holidays.
But of course, you've been going from hot place to hot place, back to hot place again where you live.
So strange. Like, I mean, can I please get in the Christmas spirit? Like right now in Scottsdale, it's 81.
Exactly. And here it is probably in Fahrenheit about the early 20s.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
You guys. And I know you're just getting over a cold. So I'm so grateful that you're healthy and back to whole again.
I am. So I think nothing keeps me down. Nothing keeps me down. I'm always up.
Well, it's that personality. You know what I mean? We kind of share that personality. Like we don't let nothing get us down. We just keep on moving. Our guest is the same way too. Just saying, like he just is relentless and that's nothing slow him down at all.
That's awesome. Well, look at him. He's a young guy. He's a good looking guy. What's going to slow him down?
And it's just like he's a nephew to me. Like it's just that weird like family dynamic. He's 29, you know, and thank God, like he's a big, burly, sturdy kind of guy. You guys are probably wondering who we're talking about. We're talking about videographer extraordinaire, Kona Kamai, who is the official videographer for the Epic Destination Shoots. He's traveled with me for years on amazing different photo shoot projects that I've done. All the video collateral that you all see is basically from the talented mind and skill set of this young man, Kona Kamai. Welcome to On Set with Sarah.
Thank you.
It is about time that you are here.
It is. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah,
he's
in our backyard right now, just like he's in the 81 degree weather.
In the 81 degree weather, exactly.
Absolutely beautiful.
It is.
Got a little sunset vibe going on. Like it's gorgeous.
Sure. Yeah, we've had a day too, and it's not just a day. It is something that, oh my gosh, we have just covered all kinds of bases today. It's like knock it out, knock it out, knock it out. Cool stuff going on. Recapping on other stuff that we've done. So Kona, you want to take it away and kind of talk about yourself and what you do and you know, the things that you're involved with? We would love to hear from you.
I mean, it's, you know, one of my least favorite things to do is talk about myself because I'm very fortunate to work with incredible people like yourself, Sarah. And I mean, a lot of, you know, just that aspect of a lot of clients, a lot of different people. I am extremely honored to do what I do and to be able to provide, I guess you could say, the services to a lot of people. And so one of my favorite things for sure is all of our Epic Destination Shoots. And of course, it being a huge honor to be the videographer for these shoots. And I mean, I think one of my favorite parts is the ability to capture these testimonials, the people, the experiences, everything that these people get on these incredible shoots is, I mean, it's a dream to capture, right? I mean, we're in, like this past one, we were just in Miami. I mean, gorgeous. A lot of the days were windy, but it was absolutely beautiful. It was serene. And then, of course, the locations that we were at, beautiful homes, beautiful beaches. Like we were down at Hollover Inlet. And I mean, just being in these atmospheres and seeing these clients and just their faces light up, because not only are they getting a photo shoot and they're, you know, being able to get these incredible images, but they're also in these places and they're being able to experience these places. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, think of, you know, you get to go to the beach and that already, I mean, I'm an ocean boy myself. So, I mean, anytime I'm near the ocean is absolutely amazing. But I mean, you're able to go to the beach and get incredible images. And then I have the absolute honor of being able to capture these moments and these scenes, per se, that, I mean, it's almost the closest thing you can get to reliving that moment. You know what I mean? Like once you leave, you see the videos and it's, I mean, you watch these videos, you remember all the thoughts you were thinking, you remember everything that was happening, the wind, the, you know, working with Joey, having Lisa, with Sarah, like just the environment itself is incredible. And I mean, just being able to capture some of them, like we've heard from, so many testimonials and so many people time and time again, it's like there is nothing like this out there right now of being able to do these type of photo shoots in these destinations. I mean, it's like these are destinations most people just want to go vacation at, let alone actually go and create incredible media.
Mm-hmm. And I have so much respect for videographers because I'm starting to get into video a little bit myself to do behind the scenes stuff. And I got a videographer friend here that we work collaborate together. And like Sarah, we're shooting away, we're getting stuff on our card, but we go on, we do it. We're editing one image at a time, getting what we want. These guys are taking hours and hours and tens of hours of footage, and they've got to try and narrow that down to maybe a 3-minute clip. Or
I know it is no easy task, and Kona has my utmost admiration. And believe me, since the Epic Florida shoot has ended, and which was just over a month ago, he and I have been like back and forth, and it takes that long just to get the video collateral back. Because I mean, we had my client roster for the shoot was 6 clients, which isn't a ton for me being there for, what was I there for, 11 or 12 days? Not a ton, right?
Yeah.
But also the shoots were like full day shoots.
Absolutely.
You're capturing so many different outfits, so much different purpose, with each of these shoots, and like the direction that each one of them was going, and the intention that each one had behind it. And Kona is like an expert at being able to capture that emotion so that when the viewer sees what he's created, they're like, I feel like I'm there. I feel like, and that's the purpose. I mean, there's video guys, right?
100%.
I've had other video guys that have come on set, but it's like literally just to capture stuff for reels. And they're great, at what they do, but Kona captures the emotion that goes into everything. Yeah. And so for me, that's why I love working with him, aside from the fact that we're great friends and that we speak the same language. John. It's like, oh yeah. And everybody's looking at us like, what did you just say? Nothing. It has nothing to do with you. It's science. It's just science. Yeah. Big deal. But we understand what we're saying to each other, and it just makes things so much easier. Aside from the fact that Kona helps me, schlep stuff around from point A to point B, and that's a huge help for me as well. But honestly, like you're my preferred person. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to work with anyone else. Like, you're here from Orlando with a week's notice. And I'm going like, let's capture some new stuff. And you made yourself available. And so I'm just so humbled and so grateful that you are here. That you love working with me.
Absolutely. I mean, it's, like I said, it's a huge honor. But I think going into that, like you had mentioned, being able to capture the emotions is so big. Yeah. And I think I credit a lot of that. We've been working together, I mean, what seems like should be 15, 20 years, right? It's just the chemistry that we have. Everything about it is just so smooth. It's natural that, it's like we had heard from a couple of the testimonials. One of my favorite things too is not only capturing the video side, but I'm also, it's like, it's funny because I also understand and see exactly what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like being able to hold the reflector, being able to help move lights around, because understanding what you as the photographer is seeing and what you need. And then now, of course, years into this, I understand your eye. I understand like what you like in a photo and what you like people to do. And so many times, like this past time, every once in a while, it's like I've got my camera and we'll have somebody else on set and I'm like, hey, can you just shoot this really fast? Because I need to hold this light because I know that you're not going to understand where this light needs to go. So I need you to do some video and I'm going to hold this light or the reflector or whatever it be. Just because like understanding, especially in like Sarah and your work and, the images that you put out, a lot of people don't understand the reflectors or they don't understand these pieces. Everybody wants to know, how did you get that image? Yeah. But it's like understanding the very, very detailed of getting that reflector to bounce up into their eye or like, all these pieces to make that. And I mean, it's just, for me, it's absolutely blast. Like every time one of these epic destination shoots is over, it's just like, shoot, now what do we do? Like,
Exactly.
can't we just do this every day? Like, why can't we just do this? Like,
You mean you guys don't just get your cell phones out and Sarah's taking pictures of the people with their cell phone and you're taking the video with the cell phones? And
Listen,
we tried that, but it's just not quite the same.
we both go home with like PTSD, post-traumatic stress
100%.
disorder from not seeing anybody, from not
No, I
seeing
know.
from not spending time. It's so
Right.
well, that reminds me back in the 90s
mean-
when I used to go to the Arnold Classic all the time
Yes.
because we used to go and it's a whole weekend event. I mean, I'm sure you've been there,
Right.
Sarah, to the Arnold Classic where
Oh,
it's just like the Olympia where you go there for a whole weekend and you're meeting people, you're shooting people, you're just smoozing. That the night you're going to the bars with everybody and just socializing. And by the time the weekend's over and you go home, you're glad to go home. You're tired, but once you get there,
For sure.
it's that withdrawal that you're going through. It's like
Yeah.
how do you calm down?
Right. There's no one to meet up
Right.
with. Like, there's no one to be like, hey, what are you doing? You know, I'm done in 2 hours. Or, you know, I mean, for us, we had the run of this hotel. I'm not even kidding you. The Costa
The
Beach
entire access.
Oh, they opened the doors for us, believe me, because when we first got there was a bit of a hiccup. I'm like, you're not going to forget me. This entire 12 days, you're going to know who I am.
Get used to this face because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You are working with this, right? And so sure enough, they were like, whatever you guys need, you know, they opened the doors to us, the crew, to Joey. Oh my gosh, who had 2 huge, massive racks full of amazing wardrobe on this shoot. I mean, he just went all out, and oh my gosh, I can't wait. One day we're going to get him on our show. And just
we need to, for sure.
The attention to detail that went into this shoot in particular was just absolutely fantastic. And I cannot say enough thank you to my crew, Kona, to Joey, to Lisa, to all the clients. Miss Lorelei was there. Susan Hoff was there. You know them, John, from previous episodes. And oh my gosh, just
amazing people.
Amazing people. And we did amazing things with these amazing people. And it's just, oh my God, it's so cool.
And I don't think you can sum it up any better than that. Amazing people doing amazing things and coming out with amazing work. I mean, like you said, you guys have been working together for so long. It's almost like you know the back of each other's hand. You know what the person's going to do. That does make that relationship a lot easier because you know that when you're done, your photographs are going to be represented exactly the way you want with Kona's work because he knows what you're looking for. And so you know when his video comes out, before it even comes out, you even see it, you go, he's got this. I know he's going to have it and it's going to be perfect. So, and that's just from that relationship that you guys have built over those years. You can't just come in as a stranger and be able to do that sometimes.
Right. And all the clients love Kona. Everybody loves Kona. Just like, because no matter what we're shooting, I mean, we shot for some pretty cool stuff, which we'll touch on in a few minutes.
For sure.
You know, even those clients that were in a little bit more of a slightly more vulnerable position, it's like Kona's just there, you know, and they don't get intimidated by him, and he's not trying to run the show. You know, at the end of the day, the show is of all of us working as a conglomerate together. Like, I just so happen to be the producer, you know what I mean? And the photographer, but it's all of us putting in equal time together, and I'm so pumped. So maybe we should show the video this beautiful video that Kona completed, and it's about 3 minutes long, but I promise it is worth every second. It really takes both of us back to where we were and just so grateful. It's just, it's like a gratitude video on all aspects of everything.
I agree. I say we play it and then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, let's roll.
All right. Oh, wait. How about I put it back on?
I'm Sarah Lyons Gladman, and I want to welcome you to Epic Destination Shoot, South Florida. On this Epic Destination Shoot, we had the most beautiful beaches, some of the most epic, beautiful homes, and all kinds of custom locations for the photo shoots we did. We shot for a variety of men's magazines, wellness magazines, fitness magazines, as well as Bodyscape and Epic Fit magazines.
She knows my vision, and she's helped bring my vision to life with her phenomenal team. They work hand in hand together. It's a team effort, and at the end, I feel truly lucky and blessed to have found her to help launch my brand in the United States and around the world.
Have to worry about anything. So literally on my way here, I didn't have to pack anything, which is great. Like everything was done, which is not always how it is. So in this industry for a very long time, over 30 years. So this has been absolutely one of the best shoots I've ever done.
This time it was a whole series of really beautiful, soft, kind of suggestive images that were fantastic. And I am just really honored by that. She's back behind the lens and she's got this great eye for setting up images and what that photo is going to look like, that whole scene. So this team, if you get a chance to work with them, don't miss out.
It's something that I think everyone should strive at some point to be their best, do their best, work hard for something. For me, is something that I think really epitomizes my commitment to myself and being the best version of me that I can be.
Don't worry, don't do this, don't do that. I got your hair, I got this. I don't have to worry about anything. And it was a completely different experience than I've ever had in my whole life, which I look forward to having in the future.
And she finds these beautiful little moments and bam, the shot is taken. And it's pretty incredible and pretty rare.
Wow.
Get a little teary-eyed with that
Aw.
because it is so special. I mean, Kona, you
It
did
was
a great
awesome.
job. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I saw our nice Canadian representative in that video there too.
Yes, Ms. Lorelei, she was there. She's in Dubai right now.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Lorelei,
Amazing.
why wouldn't she be in Dubai right now?
Exactly. She's a stunning woman, and she represents Canada very well with what she does with everything to even the Indigenous community in Canada too, and that like she's such a great representative. And I saw Susan on there, of course, and looking fabulous as always.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of Susan, maybe we should just reverse how I was going to present this. So Susan did some groundbreaking things in Florida. And we actually had her shoot for 2 days, which was absolutely incredible. But the 2 days were for very specific publications. John, you might want to get that photo ready because I mean, this is kind of like a formal announcement for me as well.
No, I've got it ready for you.
Pretty freaking cool. I shot for the cover and internal feature of Playboy Magazine Australia. So this
absolutely amazing.
Just hit the newsstands and it is live in Australia. If you're anywhere in Australia that sells Playboy Magazine, you can pick this edition up. Susan Hoff, one of my epic supermodels, one of my most old school clients, like honestly, one of my favorite people too. She's on the cover and internal feature of Playboy Magazine Australia. And this is like, it's just opening up a whole new network for me. I couldn't be more proud to be the photographer for this edition for this person in particular. The inside is just absolutely stunning. There's not tons of nudity anywhere too. So for this whole process, like my moral compass is good. You know what I mean? And I felt absolutely thrilled to be able to offer this to Susan at all. And the photos are amazing. And Kona, you did such a great job with her back pieces and the video and helping me light her a certain way. I mean, it was just fantastic.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Your work is amazing. Absolutely incredible.
You know what's interesting is that location in particular is in North Miami. And we drove, an hour in the morning to get from where we were in Hollywood.
With traffic.
Yeah, with traffic, exactly. So it was still pitch black when we arrived to this location in the morning. We got there at what, 6? And it was still totally dark.
5:45, 6. Yep.
5:45. So Susan's in hair and makeup by 6. She's done by 7:15. And the first images are she's still totally pitch black outside. And so we'll go through some of these images later, but I mean, it was dark outside. So I set a backlight outside with an orange filter, kind of like old school Playboy style, where it was still dark. So it looked like she was sneaking into the refrigerator for a midnight snack.
Yep.
But it was actually dawn. And it was so cool to be. My husband looked at those and he's like, these are my favorites of Susan. They're just so fun.
Literally.
I've actually had to do that in noon, and I had to make it look like it was nighttime and somebody was going into the fridge.
Yes.
And I had to do the opposite. I actually took one of my strobes and put it in the fridge. And I had to overexpose that strobe so that it was brighter than the sunlight coming in the window.
I love that.
And so I had to go about 2 or 3 stops brighter, I think it was. Yep. This is a while ago. And this is on film, too. This is not digital. This is using film. This is in the 90s, remember? So it was a bodybuilder, and I had to do it for PBL supplements. And he had to look like he was just coming up in the middle of the night and opening the fridge to look in. And so when the door opened, there's this bright flash going off. And it was almost pitch black in the room, even though it was probably as bright as it would be at noon in your living room, like it is in Sarah's, or where Kona is right now. It was that bright outside coming in the windows. And I didn't have the curtains and everything closed because they're all white curtains. So you do what you got to do.
You do.
Absolutely.
And strobes are your best friend in a lot of scenarios. When you're trying to create a mood and an environment, you use those strobes and you play with your camera settings and you do all the things.
I saw Kona there holding that strobe with the beauty dish on it there in that one.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and that backpack looked funny. It looked like you had a baby on your back or something.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Beauty dish was like the star of the entire shoot.
I love
absolutely
so much, and it's not an expensive modifier at all. Like we're just like, we're gonna try this, and every day, the beauty dish, where's the beauty dish? I felt like we needed an extra one.
I just got to convince you to change the Godox now.
Yeah.
Hey, see, I shoot on Godox too. But see, the beauty dish was really cool because you have on that side, right, you have it where you can have the softener on it, which creates that softer light, but you can also take that off and get that harsher where you get those really pretty shadows. So it's really cool because it's almost like having 3 lights in one with just one light. Like it was super cool.
Exactly. We killed it, and then had to bring it on the beach, and oh my gosh.
Exactly. Well, and that was so much lighter too because with the beauty dish, it was already set. So we could go out on the beach in those windy situations, and it was set up. It was just like, cool, put it on the pole, we're good to go. Versus sometimes a lot of those other soft boxes, when you get in windy situations, they're halfway folding down, they're flying all over. There you go.
That's right.
I just happened to have one handy here in my studio, so I thought I would show it. So there's the softener.
There you go.
Sock or just take it off. And this is a white one that I have. I use the white ones.
That one's amazing. Yeah,
we had the white one too.
Yeah,
and there you go.
Just in case people out there were wondering, what are they talking about with the beauty dish and that?
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's a perfect example. Yeah, and it's beautiful.
The way it is the light actually goes in. It hits that little middle piece there on the inside and spreads it out around. And so this gives you that nice harsh sunlight look. And then this, put it on, softens it up a little bit, almost like putting clouds in front of the sun, as I say.
I know. It's like, what else do you really
Absolutely
need?
Amazing.
You know what? If I had beauty dish and barn doors for everything I do, I would be one happy camper. Like, you know, when they say when you're deserted on a desert island, what would you have for makeup? I'm like, concealer and mascara. Okay, so for photographers, it's beauty dish and barn doors.
Beauty dish and barn doors. Absolutely.
That works.
And I've been using a lot of soft boxes lately with my grids on them too. My honeycomb grids in the front because I like to direct my light when I can.
Detail. Well, speaking of beauty dish, you might want to go into that second photo that I sent you, which is a perfect representation of what we achieved in 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts on this crazy morning where we shot the amazing and inspiring Jennifer Trinkner for the cover of drumroll please, Muscle Investor, South Africa. Okay.
Amazing.
I'm just looking at the screen here because I have it over here.
This photo, you can look behind her and see the action of the waves and the wind going behind her. That is not CGI. That is real life. That
Mhm.
happened. And it was an intense moment, a very intense moment.
Very.
But Jennifer Trinkner, is one of the most professional models I have ever worked with. Like, this girl leaves no stone unturned. She comes totally prepared. She is just in model mode from the second she is in that seat, and she just serves the tea on every single pose that she does. And so this was not what I had envisioned for the cover. Okay. Initially, I thought, well, Muscle and Fitness Hers does white backdrops. You know, we'll do like a cool white backdrop look of her at a studio, which didn't wind up being the best look for the cover. This wound up being the best look for the cover. And like, I'm not even kidding you, 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts were behind. And so you can see she's kind of holding her hair. So Mother Nature, I'm giving credit to Mother Nature for her hairstyle for this
Absolutely.
image. But Lisa Opie did a fantastic job on her glam, and just physique by Jennifer, like beach by God, like all the amazing things went into this whole image. It just felt so right. And so, you know, Elisabetta Rogiani, right, John?
I don't know the name offhand.
Elisabetta Rogiani. She's a fitness wear designer. She's like designed fitness covers for Oxygen, Muscle and Fitness Hers for decades. She's outfitted models on
probably there. After I left Muscle Mag and Oxygen. So
could have been, yeah. So she messaged me and she's like, Sarah, this is one of my favorite Muscle and Fitness covers ever. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
So we're not even wearing your gear, but she, you know, she's been in the industry for 30 years. Both her and Jennifer have. And I'm just so grateful and proud that my first Muscle and Fitness Hers cover was with this fantastic woman, Jennifer Trinkner, who's just an inspiration to anyone that comes her way. She's just beautiful. Yeah. And then I will go into what we found on the beach that day. Was a little sad.
It was
I
for
had
sure.
gone down. We're trying to bypass the wind, and we're trying to bypass the Coast Guard and all this stuff. And we're just doing our thing. And so I said, okay, I feel a little bit safer to walk down towards the shore where we can look for an actual place to set Jennifer that feels safe, because the wind was so crazy and the waves were just crashing.
The waves were going.
I have a guess of what you're going to say, but I'm going to listen to you and see if I'm right or not.
You're not right. I promise.
Okay.
So I walked down to the shore, and all of a sudden I look down and I see this thing of fur, and unfortunately it's a deceased dog.
Oh, okay. It's not what I thought.
Like a dog this big. And I'm like, oh my God.
It was a good size. Yeah.
Yeah. And this man was walking on the beach with his own dog. A live dog found the dead dog. The man, bless his heart, actually picked the body up of the dog. I think, Kona, you saw this part, right? And transported the body of the dead dog and put him over on the other side of the jetty where he could just kind of float off rather than being trapped. And so God bless that dog, whatever happened, you know. I mean, we were there to pay homage because she was standing like literally almost in the exact place that we found the dog. So Muscle and Fitness paid homage to the deceased dog that day. Poor thing. Yeah. But yeah, so outside of that, there was no other death on the photo.
Well, that's good. We like to know that.
It was amazing. Yes.
No other death.
Incredible.
No death. And so we're working on projects like that with the Epic Destination Shoots. And oh my gosh, I just looked down on my phone and that's you looking at my website.
That's where we got the video from.
Yeah. Whenever
there we go.
Whenever we get a visitor on the website, it goes ding dong on my phone. So it should
that's awesome.
So if anybody's wondering, just say the butler did it.
The butler did it. The butler's at the door right now. But so Kona has, you know, he's just been a huge part of everything that we're doing with the Epic Destination Shoots for a long time. And I'm just grateful to have him around. And there's another reason why he's here this week is because we are doing promo videos, authentic, original, copyrighted video for Epic Destination Shoot Scottsdale.
How's that for timing? I just happened to pull it right up. It's almost like we paused
it. It was incredible.
Yeah. Yesterday we went and flew the drone around a bunch of places. We went down into Paradise Valley. The day before that, we went up into Carefree. Today we were, and last night we were at an amazing place in Silverleaf. Today we were at another amazing place in Silverleaf. And this
Some of
drone
this,
footage
yes.
that Kona's getting is just absolutely phenomenal. Because when you're looking for video of Scottsdale, Arizona, it just does not convey like what we have to offer. You know, we're doing luxury outdoor locations, we're doing luxury homes, we're doing the most amazing scenes for some of these photos for these big name magazines, right? Because we're shooting for this. And so we want to make sure that everything that we're doing is on the super, super high end level of things. But outside of that, getting to that first photo that I sent you, John, of my little studio, we did something else today that I'll let Kona talk about.
We did some. So I mean, just saying on your last part, it has been absolutely incredible because we've been getting some incredible drone work, and I mean, you know, just being able to be in these locations, get the footage that we're getting is incredible because I think it's so important, especially on our side, to convey that to future clients, to convey that to them, right? Of like, because like I said, when we had put together that first video, I'm looking through stock footage, I'm looking through anything because I really didn't have any footage of Scottsdale, and it really doesn't do it justice for the level of footage that we're looking for, from locations to landscapes, all of that. So it's been super cool. We've been really honored to be in some incredible locations and being able to film those. And then this picture is super cool. I mean, what's about to come is something so cool and so I even to me, I think it's groundbreaking. And I think, you know, Sarah, it is absolutely incredible that you are finally doing this. I think it's a huge service to the photography industry and, you know, people being able to learn from you. So, I mean, I would love for you to say exactly what we're doing, but it has been an honor to be a part of it for sure.
Well, and I wouldn't have anyone else behind the other camera than you, Kona.
Thank you.
So today we did a dry run of my first educational video.
Awesome.
So this is going to be fun. I think that it's time that I start to teach a little bit. I've been presented with this idea for the past 6, 7, 8 years, and I've never known how to step into that because I am a freestyler all the way. If you get me on set and we have an issue, I will come up with a conclusion for it. There is an alternative to almost everything as long as you pack yourself prepared, right, John? You know.
Exactly.
We all know.
Yep.
But with this, I've never really known how to put words behind what I do. But I think I finally figured out a way because I want to speak to the people that are like me. You know, maybe you don't have an education in photography. Maybe you know, it's not that important to you to have that piece of paper. It wasn't for me. I'm like, you know what? There's nothing I can't teach myself that would equate to
Exactly.
that may not make me as cool of a photographer as what I am right now because I think I'm pretty cool. Just saying. But
I would agree.
Way you just speak to the people the way that you are, you know, and there's always going to be critiques out there. There's always going to be those people.
You're never going to please everyone.
Your histograms
Never.
off, or your you're not talking to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can go study the books, go hit the books, go get your degree, go do all the things, go be official. Right. But I mean, I'm accredited with the Professional Photographers of America. I'm with the Arizona Professional Photographers Association, and they recognize that I bust my ass. And what you do is you just learn. You just learn and you overcome obstacles and you just overcome your objectives and you go along the way because there's always objectives.
Yeah.
Right?
Always.
But you learn to work on the fly. If you're a parent, which I'm not, right? You learn to work on the fly. It's the same thing.
Believe me, I know.
Exactly. You know, you to overcome the obstacles and come up with a plan B, C, D if necessary, right? So today we did a dry run on what will most likely be a free video, the first video that I create,
like an intro type one.
The intro video. And then we're going to see how that turns out and what kind of interest level I get. And, you know, depending on what that looks like, we're going to continue to go forward with an entire series of like 16, maybe even 20 different that people can, you know, download. And
will this be like a Patreon type of thing where they just log in and then they can watch it, or and go through it at their leisure, or is it, like you said, a downloadable type of thing?
It's a downloadable, download for purchase, right?
Okay.
Because we're going to do this. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And this is
Absolutely.
it's like a form of education for people.
Because
And
I've been people have been talking to me about doing something like that too, and I've been looking into it, but I haven't yet because I have a friend who does a realty one like that. He teaches realty photography. And it's like I said, they're not downloadable, but it's an actual site that you pay for it, and then you get a sign-in link and everything, and then you can go and watch it anytime you want. You don't have to download it onto your computer, and you can watch all the modules. They're all separated in modules, and they can watch it anytime at their leisure, wherever they are. And that way you don't have to worry about, oh, it's at my computer at work, I can't watch it. Well, here they can watch it anywhere they want, 24/7. So it might be something to look into also. Yeah.
I presented this to Kona last week.
Yeah.
And so we're just let's get out there and see how this.
Let's go put it out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, let's get it out there.
Yep.
So I did this whole thing on a very basic topic. And I think that it's going to be a huge hit because people, photographers get confused.
For sure.
Yeah.
They get confused. They look at the camera and they're like,
exactly. You have to have the best camera. You have to have the best lenses. You have to have the most expensive gear. You have to, exactly. I always say, you go out there, you learn the basics, learn how to use your camera, you learn what it can do, learn the proper way of doing things. And then once you get that so secure that you can do it with your eyes closed, then you can learn to break the rules, because nothing's written in stone. And that's why, like you said, people look at it and say, oh, well, this is not right, or that's not right. This is not what the masters say. It's like, you know what? I don't care. That's not their image. It's my image. And if I want to break this rule, I'm going to break it because it makes this image look amazing. So I break the rules all the time.
Exactly.
I do too. I love the fact that the rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah.
Cody breaks them too. He just doesn't
For
talk about it.
Rules are meant to be broken sometimes.
They absolutely are. I think all the time. You know what I mean? I think rules are set as someone else's limitation, right? If sometimes,
or as a guideline.
I mean, of course, within respect, right? Of course, there's certain rules that, of course, they're there for a reason. But I think sometimes, the greats that have gone before us have done the best that they can. And I think it's our job to then take those and say, let's take it to the next level. Let's take it to the next level. Because, of course, it's like what Sarah had said in one of the videos today, is like all of the new and upcoming photographers, videographers, whatever it be, we are all depending on them to be them. We're not asking them to, hey, come and be me, come and be another me. It's like, no, come with your vision, with your eye. There's basics and there's correct ways, as far as like, there's little pieces that will set you apart from others. But it's like, no, you're coming in as you. Come in with your vision, with your style, with your look, and don't be afraid to be standing, in a sense, on your own little mountain of like, look, nobody else is doing this. Because I think, of course, in today's day and age with Instagram and all the social media, we're very pressured into, am I good enough? Am I, the same level as this other photographer? Does my stuff look like theirs? And it's like, so many times our own style is so unique and it's incredible, but we're too scared to be unique because we want to be like everybody else.
In a creative field like photo and
unique.
Video, you got to use the basic rules to get you to, this is a great image. But now what can I do to it to make it extraordinary? And that's when you start breaking the rules, because now you're going to piece it apart and say, well, this is great, but wouldn't it be awesome if we did this? And if we did that, lit it this way. So what if I got a little bit of a light on the wrong spot where it's not supposed to hit the nose or something in a certain area? Too bad.
Right.
If it looks amazing, then I'll take it out in Photoshop. I mean, I don't like using Photoshop to fix images. I always use Photoshop to enhance them. I teach photography 101 to students here in town, and I always try and say, get it right in camera, get as much right in camera as you can. Because it'll be less work for you on the computer later on. And as a professional, if you want to take this as a business, and I'm sure Kona, it's the same with you in video, if you can get as much locked in camera as possible and not spending as much time on the computer, you're going to make more money, because I make more money shooting than I do sitting in front of a computer. So if I have to sit in front of a computer for 3-4 days to fix images, I'm only shooting maybe 2 days of the week. Whereas if I can sit on that day one day and knock out all my editing, I can shoot 2 or 3 extra days on top of that and make more money. So get it right in the camera as much as you can.
For sure. And I mean, I think
another topic that we cover for sure.
Absolutely. Because I mean, that's one,
the most important topics.
Yes.
I
mean, that's very similar in video. Like, there's a lot of people. I mean, I've been on multiple sets, and so many people are like, oh, fix it in post, fix it in post. And it's like, no, that is like the absolute worst saying. Because like you had said, if you can do it there, it saves, because like you said, you want to enhance. I don't want to spend 6 hours just fixing something. I'd rather spend 3 hours enhancing a video, enhancing this, enhancing that, versus like, cool, we have 6 hours and we have to fix this and fix that, and then we have to go in and rotoscope this out. Like, I'd rather be enhancing and making it look better instead of spending all that time fixing something.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. Let a whole set go through and you find it like Susan's microphone wasn't turned up properly, and or it was too loud, and you get that distortion that you can't fix later on, and you didn't have your backup one running or something like that. That's the stuff that get it right in the camera. That's just the basics. But like you said, after that, then have some fun. Go play with it and break rules and add this color that you weren't supposed to add, or put that faded look to it, or do this or do that. Do what you want and make it yours. I agree. And that's what I love about Sarah's work is she's not copying a lot of the past photography. Her work is nothing compared to what I used to shoot in the 90s, because in the 90s, as a bodybuilding fitness photographer and swimsuit photographer, we shot differently than they do now. We didn't use a lot of times strobes outside back then. Some did, some didn't. It was a lot more work back then. Plus, you're doing film, and unless you're doing Polaroid backs where you can get some samples up front, you're just basically doing your shots. You're using reflectors, available light. You use your strobes indoors when you're doing the studio stuff, or when you're doing workout shots in the gym. And we had kind of a set where we knew what worked and what didn't work. And then people like Rick Schaff and Robert Reef and people like this and Ralph DeHaan started coming out and adding gels to the backgrounds and gym shots, and you're getting people working out in the gym, and you got these bright blues behind them and reds, and that's like, whoa, what happened there? Where'd that come from? In the masters, they were like, oh, that's you can't do that, that's not right. And so you got to use it to make it yours, and that made muscle and fitness become a lot different. And then you get guys, you guys have probably never heard, like Chris Lund, who was a big flex photographer. He did all their covers, mostly those real hardcore guys in the gym that were just lifting like 200-pound weights, and not saying that they were always 200-pound weights there, but exactly, they're sitting there as they're lifting, and he's doing like, he was using available, not strobes, but actually available tungsten lights sometimes, if I'm not mistaken, really hot lights, as they used to call them, and just lighting them, and then going really high ISOs on your camera and just shooting away and getting these amazing indoor, like, be yourself. No other photographer was doing that. The Barbarian Brothers, I don't know if you remember them. They had, was it Robert? No, his last name was Paul. I forget his first name. But he became a photographer himself in the industry, and it was all available black and white pictures outside with people like Lee Priest and all these people, taking them out into the like into Arizona onto those I don't know what you call them. It's like it was a hard dirt road or field or something. Bed. Like a big cracked ground. It was all cracked, and he would take them with black and white and just shoot these high contrast black and whites, and they were just amazing. And he was selling them left and right to these magazines because nobody else was doing it.
No one was doing it. Right.
And so what Sarah's doing now is it's doing everything different than what everybody else is doing out there. And on top of that, you're offering these women and guys, because you shoot guys too, but you're offering them an opportunity to be promoted in their own way, in their own magazine.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that you're doing now that nobody seems to be doing anymore, or not many, is you're coming out with an actual physical magazine, which we tell people all the time. Bodyscape, they're physical, hold in your hand magazines, not just a digital version, which everybody else has gone digital.
Yeah, I'm super pumped about what we're doing, because it's not just Bodyscape and Epic Fit, but going back into the OG stuff, like, Playboy. I mean, I was featured in Playboy Hard Bodies back in the year 2000. It was just a one-page feature. I didn't show anything, but it was so cool because I was involved with Playboy at one point, and for me now to have, like, I actually modeled in those pages, and now, oh my goodness, now I'm actually shooting covers for them. Yeah, that's insane to me, and so I have that full circle moment with Playboy in particular, and it's very special. This is an iconic brand that started in the late 1930s. Are you kidding? Like, Playboy helped define the definition of glamour. Marilyn Monroe was the first Playboy cover model. Like, to me, that's volumes, and I'm shooting covers for this same. Like, it's insane to me. And then Muscle and Fitness is obviously super iconic. I mean, it's like oxygen, right? And I'm shooting covers for FHM. That was part 2 of Susan Hoff's shoot. She shot for the cover of FHM magazine, the United States. So we've got, like, all kinds of stuff going on.
And you've been on the cover of one of the FHMs yourself?
Yeah, I was on the cover of FHM UK, and FHM did a fantastic job about talking about my story as a photographer. So it's not like, oh, let's show TNA on these girls. This is still, I lead into the storytelling platform opportunities.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, Playboy is Playboy, and they're going to have an interview the way that they send it to you, and how you fill it out is up to you. But the whole thing with just talking about your story and what Bodyscape magazine is based on, it's a storytelling platform. It's a marketing tool. All of these opportunities are marketing tools. And I am all about, like, as you guys both know, lifting and edifying people to be able to help them get their message up out into the stratosphere and do everything that they want to do, because we have created an amazing marketing tool for them.
Exactly.
So it's very humbling over here right now, and it's just amazing. And God is so good, and he just has provided so many amazing tools to come our way. It's like he shows you a door. You don't really, he doesn't open the door for you, but he allows you to open the door and see what's on the other side and go, okay, I'm going to pursue that.
Like, let's do it.
Pursue that. And so this whole past, like the second half of this year has been all of that. For Epic Destination Shoot, for Picture Groove, for Kona Cam, also for you, John. Like you've been doing other things too, which is fantastic. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of this artistic community where we can all just share the words that we need to share and express ourselves through art for the benefit of others. It's so beautiful to me.
Well, you're a very hardworking woman. You deserve everything you get right now, because you go out there, you look for it, you go for it. You two were definitely a match made in heaven that we're supposed to meet somewhere. It was meant to happen. It was a great combination, and you guys are proving it every day. So, and I thank Carrie herself for getting you and I together and meeting each other, because I think we were meant to get together too. So, and my goal between this time now and this time next year is to get everything settled, and maybe I'll be able to make it out to one of those and
you will.
come in.
Let's do it.
Even if it's for a day or two, I'll get myself out there. But
we'll get you out there. Well,
it's
guys,
been a while since I've been down there, so
Get you to some warmer weather.
Yeah, I know. Like this time next year for sure.
Yeah, the last time I was down in that kind of weather was back in the probably early 2000s when I was still with Muscle Mag and I was going to California and things.
You are
to Venice
so
Beach. So
wow.
We've just got to get you to the next Epic Destination Shoot. Maybe you do the one in Florida that we do. Maybe this.
I'm still trying to convince her to do an Epic Destination Shoot in Canada. I think a nice fall winter one in the white snow, I think would be amazing. The snow leopard look, or nice white fur in the snow. I think you guys could have an amazing.
I think it could be cool. It's all a matter of like what we're allowed to bring across the border.
Oh yeah. If not, there's photography stores here. We can rent stuff, and even in the western area there, down by where Lorelei lives, down in Alberta, over in Alberta there. You have the Alberta Rockies there too, which is like the Colorado Rockies that come all the way up into Canada and into Alberta, and we have the mountains there. Down in the Banff and things like that. There's a lot of areas there, and Jasper and stuff. I mean, you guys, I'll have to send you, Jasper, Alberta, and Banff, Alberta. You have to look that up. There's amazing, gorgeous spots there. Whistler, BC, and the West Coast there. And even in here, like Ottawa with the Parliament buildings. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to sell it here. You know, you can tell I'm total Canadian here.
No, it's just a matter of like, husband approval number one, and then getting here and arranging the schedule. It's a lot. So if it's an Epic Destination Shoot, it takes 5 months. It's just
so it could be a year to a year and a half from now, but I might convince her. You never know.
Exactly.
You never know.
Guys, I just want to thank you for your time. And oh my gosh, what a beautiful episode this is. And it's so great, John. Thank you so much for combining our wonderful unified together to create this podcast. Kona, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me, for sure.
No, I'm glad that you came on.
We're not done yet. Like, we're halfway through the week. Like, there's so much more.
And we're definitely going to get some more. This was at least probably our last one before Christmas, because we've been both so busy with you, with your shoots, and with me, with my stuff here. But we promise in January, February, we're going to start putting some more episodes together, recording more episodes, and we're going to come back with some awesome ones. We got wicked guests coming up that you've got lined up for us. And Kona, you're welcome back anytime. You can come co-host with us if you want.
Love it too.
Anytime. So
Kona's the best.
That'd be amazing.
Visit us in Scottsdale. Head to epicdestinationshoot.com, and there's all this new information on there. The website is totally cleaned up, super easy to navigate. You can book your shoot there. Oh, and by the way, we are now partnered with Affirm. And so I'm happy to say that allows some financing options for those people that might be interested in doing like a really huge, magnificent shoot that didn't think that they were able to do it before. So go ahead and head to epicdestinationshoot.com and you can find out all the details right there.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Until next time, we'll see everybody later.
See you on set.
Happy holidays.
Bye. Happy.